Alright, so hi everyone, my name is Eder and welcome to another Project Wesker video. In today's video, we're actually going to be talking about everything we know so far about Netflix's new live-action Resident Evil show. And just so you guys know, if this is your first time here, I consistently post about everything that has to do about Resident Evil every single week, and so consider subscribing. So the first thing we know is that Andrew Dabb is going to be the creator, writer, and executive producer for this new show. Andrew's work includes the Supernatural show on the CW. The plot. So there's been 3 synopses that have released, so I'll actually start with the first one that was first reported back in January of 2019 by Deadline. So the drama series will explore the dark inner workings of the Umbrella Corporation and the New World Order caused by the outbreak of the T-virus. While the project is in its early stages, the series is expected to incorporate all of Resident Evil's signature elements, including action sequences and Easter eggs. In early 2020, Netflix's media site listed an official story description for the series, although it has since been removed. So Synopsis 2. So the town of Clearfield, Maryland, has long stood in the shadow of 3 seemingly unrelated behemoths: the Umbrella Corporation, the decommissioned Greenwood Asylum, and Washington, D.C. Today, 26 years after the discovery of the T-virus, secrets held by the 3 will start to be revealed at the first signs of an outbreak. And in December of 2020, we received another synopsis. So the story takes place over 2 timelines, the first of which includes 14-year-old sisters Jade and Billy Wesker moving to New Raccoon City. They come to realize that their father may be concealing dark secrets that could destroy the world. The second timeline takes place over a decade in the future, where only 15 million humans remain, with over 6 billion animals and people being affected with the T-virus. And this follows Jade, now 30, in her efforts to survive in this world. And in the script that was posted by NX on Netflix on August 2020, we know that the episode 1 is called Welcome to New Raccoon City. The episode is written by Andrew Dabb and directed by Bronwyn Hughes, who's also known for directing several episodes on The Walking Dead. Hughes will direct and executive produce the first 2 episodes. So my thoughts on the plot is a bit, I'm feeling there's a lot of red flags for me. This is definitely not going to go with the story of the games. This is definitely a story that's going to just be its own thing. It's very similar to those Milla, Jovovich / Anderson movies. It was kind of its own thing, and it looks like it's going to be the same case for this show. There's a lot of differences, right? Especially since Wesker has 2 daughters and then they're moving to New Raccoon City. It almost seems like they're taking several aspects of the games and they're basically just mixing it all together to make up their own show. So I suspect this show is going to be very different from the movie, right? Especially with the new Resident Evil reboot movie that's coming out soon. That one's actually going to try to be as faithful to the game's story as possible. But with this story, I am still going to watch it, though like I said, I don't know if it's going to be good. It might just stray way off of the story, kind of like what happened with Milla Jovovich and the Anderson movies. So we're just going to have to wait and see. So the next thing we're going to be talking about is filming locations and production details. So the initial pre-production was due to take place in April of 2020, before the main shoot, which was going to be between June and October of 2020. Though, thanks to COVID, those plans were soon canceled, and a new date of February 2021 was reported, but ultimately changed as well. Now, Production Weekly is now reporting a new film schedule, which is set to begin on September 8th, 2021, and will end on December 14th, 2021. And these dates apply to the British Columbia unit, which is in Vancouver, Canada, which I imagine is where the first part of the timeline will take place, and the series is also filming in Cape Town in South Africa, so which I imagine the second timeline is taking place. And the reason I say that, or I'm assuming that, is actually because I think they're probably trying to mimic that same end of the world kind of look that the Resident Evil, the final chapter, the last Milla Jovovich movie kind of had, because they actually did shoot that movie in Cape Town in South Africa. So it's very interesting that they're going back there. I think they're trying to basically copy the same look that they had for that movie, even though this is a completely different thing and Anderson and Milla Jovovich don't have a part to play in the show. And the other interesting thing is that we're very close to production starting. So I imagine if this production date doesn't change, then we'll probably expect to see this show on Netflix most likely next year, probably the end of next year or beginning of 2023. But of course, there's no official date on when this is releasing. So the next thing that I want to talk about is the cast. So there's actually not much to say about the cast since we don't have that much information on who's playing who right now. But all we know for sure is that Lance Reddick is gonna play Albert Wesker, who's known for movies like the John Wick trilogy and shows like The Fringe. Now, Lance spoke recently with Express UK on playing the role of Albert Wesker, and Lance stated, for the most part, the Albert Wesker that I'm playing is not the guy from the games, Reddick revealed. Rather, he is based on a guy from the games. Wesker seemed like he had a small role in one or two of the movies, so I came to the role without a backstory. Reddick concluded with, I'm awake enough to know that Resident Evil is a huge property, so in that regard, I was really excited to interface with the fan base. And then we know for sure that Ella Balinska, who's known for Charlie's Angels, is going to be in the movie, Tamara Smart, who's known for Artemis Fowl, Sienna Agudong, who is known for F9, Paola Nunez, who is known for Bad Boys for Life, and Adeline Rudolph, who is known for shows like Riverdale, will all be in the show. But like I mentioned, we don't know who they're playing. It might be new characters or it might be characters that they've taken from the games. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So the other thing I wanted to mention too was Milla Jovovich. So when SFX magazines asked Milla Jovovich if she'd consider reprising her role in the Resident Evil franchise, she shared her thoughts. Milla stated, I never say never. Resident Evil was always such a wonderful part of my life. I love Alice and I love the franchise and I love Netflix. So there doesn't seem to be a downside. So just like I mentioned before, Milla Jovovich and her husband have nothing to do with this new Netflix show. So episodes and seasons. So we know that the first season will consist of 8 one-hour episodes, and there is plans for a season 2, though it hasn't been officially renewed. And that's actually pretty normal for shows until it releases, and then that's when they make the decision. Alright, so that's all the information that we know so far about Netflix's Resident Evil live-action show. And as always, if you guys want to stay up to date with the latest information regarding Resident Evil, especially with this show or the new Resident Evil reboot movie that's also coming out, then make sure to shoot that subscribe button in the face and punch that notification bell so that you guys never miss a video. Also, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to knife that like button. And also, if I do post any new update videos, I'll be sure to link it in the description and mention it in the comments. And so feel free to check back on this video in the upcoming months. And just like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I consistently talk about everything that has to do about Resident Evil, which includes news, theories, playthroughs, reviews, and lore videos. And so if any of those topics interest you, then consider joining the Project Wesker family. Just so you guys know, this channel is supported by Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee. So make sure to check the links down below in the description, especially Patreon, to see all the perks you could get. And remember, don't worry if you're unable to sponsor the channel. Your support on YouTube and Instagram is just as important. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, enjoying, and sharing my content. And I'll see you guys in the next one.
The right to be a god. That right is now mine.